Hello fellow traders, this is Paul Lummel. Got two stocks for you tonight. Market seems like it wants to come off the bottom, so need to be looking at stocks that may have some follow through coming off the lows. So got two stocks. First one here is TTAN, and I'm going to break down the cycles here in a second. But first, before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Helps us to reach more traders like you and keeps you updated on our latest trading tips. Also, we're looking for talent, maybe someone who's not locked into their own way of trading and is open to exploring a new outside-the-box form of cycle-based trading, which we use to swing trade equities and day trade indexes, SPY, QQQ, and futures. If you have any interest in that, DM me through our social media or email me at paul@bigkahunatradingclub.com and I'll give you more information. Okay, we had some pretty good action on the Dow Jones 30 today. We had again, breakout of the 10 MA, so we're pushing up a little bit off the lows of this market rating. We're at an E plus right now, B4, and you can see how we got to that by going to bigkahunatradingclub.club/market rating. Okay, breaking down the cycles on the first stock here, Titan. We had a TM-1 cycle. This is coming off an IPO in December of 2024. And you can see it came off the IPO about 110, only pulled back to that little bit above that $75 psychological price point with some air. So you can see bottomed out around 80 bucks, double bottom. So that's a sign of strength, especially at that key primary zone, price zone. So now we have, again, we had 3.5 cycle, the TM2 cycle here set. Now we already have a price squeeze down here. Anytime you get a second cycle low that holds above the first cycle low on a close, which it did here, it came down right at that prior low, but it did not close below that. So we have a cycle-based price squeeze right there. We're going to probably get a pullback. I would not be surprised to see it come back and test down to that 110 area. No guarantee of that. That's going to be setting the TM-3 cycle. And again, as mentioned before, a cycle-based cup and handle pattern can have higher highs in the cup. So normal cup and handle patterns, the line across will be the cup and handle, but a cycle-based cup and handle, you can have a higher high and then kind of a dip back below it, maybe retested that prior U pivot. But this is also at the $125 psychological price point. It could just blow right out of this, but I don't see how it gets very far. It's got a little bit of weak action right here, but you know, again, we get the $125 PPP. But again, I like to see a nice dip back here to work off of a TSS for the entry. But right now, looking pretty good. Again, good strength coming off the low, so this should continue up. It might just have a little bit more of a handle there in that area right there. If you're unfamiliar with any of the trading terms I'm using, you can find our club lingo at bigkahunatradingclub.club/lingo. Okay, next one here is RR, Richtech Robotics. And this is not really, I think, super ready right now, but it is coming out of a key TD9 cycle on the way probably to a TM2 set 3.5 month cycle. And, you know, if this one gets some real good juice, what can happen is on the TM2 set, the pullback can stay above this entry area down here, quite possibly. Again, if it gets some strength. It's got huge BMI over here. Typically, after that big of a BMI, you'd expect to be 5 to 7 months out on the TSS. So it could be months premature. But again, if it gets juice and really pushes way up here into this kind of the angle I like on the trend line set in the cup, like a, I don't know if it's not a 45, it's a 22.5, whatever angle that line is about, and then a soft landing pullback, it can stay above the entry zone. So this is probably still a longer term hold, multi-month, maybe 3 to 6 months, but right now it's acting good, and probably get a lot more juice once you get about a 2-month high breakout. That would be somewhere in there. So this is one to keep an eye on. But I do like it coming off the lows. We already have a cycle squeeze one from a TM1 cycle to the TD9. There's a squeeze right there. So if we get a higher set on the TM2 and we also have higher lows, you have another cycle squeeze coming in there. So This one with that big BMI over there, it can explode out of this cup. So this is one to keep an eye out long term. Let's look at the cycles coming off the IPO. That is a TM-5 cycle right there, a 12 to 15 month. It's actually going to be breaking out right there around 275 plus. So once it gets out of that cycle line, again, this could be a pretty good run ahead on it. So keep an eye on it. RR, Richtech Robotics Inc. If you're interested in our trading style and want to join the club or get one-on-one coaching, head over to cycletradingtraining.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.